Love it.
I haven't done this in 4 weeks, Damo. I'm nervous.
Alright.
Yeah, you got faith in me? No, I got faith in you, Damo. All right.
Lovely.
Episode 120, right? I think. Yeah.
Whoa, congrats. That's
Oh,
big.
thank you. So
of
many people
episodes?
say that. It's like, yeah, it's just another episode, you know. But with an amazing guest like yourself.
Oh,
So,
thank you. Thank you so much.
Emma,
Yes.
you're a DJ, you're a producer, you're an opera singer, musical theatre. You graduated from WAAPA. Like,
Yes.
Is there anything I'm missing at all? Like, you've done so much. Like,
Yeah. No, I don't think you missed any. I have done quite a lot. I sort of began doing singing, acting, and dancing when I was like 3 years old, and continued to do that forever.
Very nice.
And yeah, went into classical music sort of throughout high school. Did classical voice at WAAPA for the first year, and then decided, you know what, I kind of want to do something a bit more fun and funky, and went to do music theatre.
So when you say like classical, like in classical voice and like classical theatre, what was the first one you said? Sorry.
Classical music?
Yeah,
or,
classical music. Sorry, my bad. But when you said that, so is that like Beethoven and Mozart kind of stuff, or like how does?
Well, it was more like vocal classical voice. So
Okay.
we'd be singing like, have you heard of like, you know, the typical Ave Maria,
Oh
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
Pia
yeah,
Jesu, like
yeah.
all those sorts of songs.
I actually love that song.
Oh, you
Maria.
do?
Yeah.
Oh, love it. It's a,
Perfect wedding song.
oh, it is. It really is. Yeah, so I sort of was doing that throughout high school. And also I studied classical music at high school. So it is analyzing concertos, sonatas, things like that, studying Ravel, Tchaikovsky, like all that sort of music.
It's just so like it's so crazy because it's like the amount of like how far everything's coming away, and it's like, you know, now we've got hip hop and EDM and drum and bass and all this and all that, but that's like the beginning, like the roots of music basically.
It really is. Yeah.
Because it was in the 1800s or something.
Even
like,
back, even way back.
Even way
1600s, 1700s.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Handel, I always mix Handel and Haydn together, but
How was it studying that though? Because I can imagine that's like diving into like a whole world of music that.
yeah, I think,
Like,
well, I was always doing choral music as a kid, and I was
Choral.
always in the choir.
oh, it's choir music.
Yeah,
Okay.
choral is just, SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, sort of all together singing.
You can tell that I don't know much about
Yeah.
this, right? Yeah.
Well, as a kid, that's all we really did. I was all in all of these different choirs. We were in like little trios as well, and duets and such. And it was always classical music. It was always that sort of style. I mean, with the school that I went to, which was All Saints, they did a lot of classical music type stuff. So I was immersed in that.
Was it much religious as well? Like,
yes, it was an Anglican
Okay.
school. I went to chapel every Wednesday.
very nice. Yeah.
And yeah, so the music was all based around that. And so when we went to studying it, it immediately was classical music. And at the time when I studied there, the what's it called, the like WAAPA exams, it was all specified, because you could do like contemporary and other types of stuff, but for our school it was classical music. And it was quite strange because that was all I really did at the time, so I didn't really
Like, didn't
in terms of studying it, that's sort of
you didn't go off and do ATAR or anything like that?
no,
or?
that's what I did. Yeah,
so
like
that
the
is
WAAPA,
the
ATAR.
equivalent.
Yeah, that
WAAPA,
was the
ATAR,
that was the music ATAR that I did.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Because instead of going okay science or maths or in like those areas, actually can go into more creative and musical.
Oh,
kind
absolutely,
of thing. Yeah.
absolutely, and that's literally all I did. I did dance ATAR, I did drama ATAR, I did music ATAR.
Wow. Okay.
It was all arts.
Very
I even did
impressive,
design
yeah.
ATAR, which was photography and design. I think it was in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's me. I've always been a creative soul. Like I mean that's literally all I do. I
we
live
need
and
more,
breathe art.
need more creatives in Perth. So
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after high school and everything, where did you go from there?
Yeah, so after high school, I got into the Bachelor of Music at WAAPA,
Okay.
and that was in classical voice. So it was just going along with what I had been doing in high school, but at another level.
Yeah.
And that's when I got into more opera as well. And also at the end of year 12, I was doing some sort of opera type stuff, kind of continuing on, and operettas.
Okay. Operettas?
Operettas, yes.
What's that?
So an an operetta is sort of, in my opinion, this might not be the exact
Damo's onto
dictionary
it.
opinion, but I find there's opera, then there's operettas, and then there's music theatre.
Okay.
But like, there's no hierarchy, so it's like a blend of music theatre
And
and opera. Yeah.
Okay. So then would you say something like what's Black Swan in a way is kind of like almost like that, how there's that movie with Nicole Kidman, right?
Yes.
But then that went to the King Edward's Theatre, is that what it's called in the city?
Yeah, I think
or
Black
like the sorry.
Black Swan is not I don't think
Oh, was it?
it's a ballet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm
So
getting
that's,
mixed up then. Yeah.
So like I don't know if there's like Gilbert and Sullivan, they were composers. They wrote a lot of operettas.
Okay.
And and yeah, that's sort of what I kind of meshed into.
Yeah.
And studied that for 1 year, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I even at the time, going back in year 12, I actually got a recommendation to study classical voice and opera at the Royal Conservatoire of in Scotland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was I was planning to go there at the end of high school, but I just sort of thought, look, I'm young. I don't really want to move myself on the other side of the world and then realize maybe halfway through my degree that I don't want to do it, and then I'm, stuck or
That's it, yeah.
So I thought I'd
sorry.
So I thought I'd give a year a go at WAAPA and see if I really love it. Then either I'll consider maybe going to Scotland and studying, or maybe a new path might take. At the time, I was like, who knows? We'll just live it out.
That's a good way to do it though, because then at least you kind of get like an understanding. You're still home, and then you can go, okay, well, I'm ready to take it to new heights, new new adventures.
Exactly. And I was really fortunate enough to get into WAAPA and be able to have that year, because I feel like if I didn't, then I think I would have just been like, all right, let's go to Scotland. Let's just make it happen.
I just want to quickly shout out to Anton if you're watching.
Oh yes, hello Anton. Oh, there's the camera. I was like looking at the screen over there. Love it.
So sorry, you go.
No, you go. You go.
I was gonna say, like, so how did you find like the overall curriculum and like what were the exams like, or did you have any exams or
at WAAPA?
Yeah, WAAPA, like, or assessments.
Yes.
Or, like, how does it unfold? Because like at uni, you just got like business and you just do your units, and then those units get exams at the end, and it's kind of like straightforward like every other degree almost.
Yes.
But
well, it was doing the Bachelor of Music Theatre versus the Bachelor of Classical Music was quite different.
Yeah,
So
okay.
in first year, when I was doing the classical voice, they had like oral skill exams. So you go into a room and you have like a sheet of like a rhythm, and then you just got to
Really?
like tap it out. You just read music. You'll sing like your solfege, which is like your do re mi fa sol la ti do ti
Okay.
do,
Yeah.
yeah, all that sort of stuff. And then you have like history exams. So we had to study like music history. There would be, I think there was like an essay or like a written thing, and then a listening thing again. And then there was like a performance aspect as well. So you go in and you sing some songs and they mark you. So it was, basically that. Whereas the music theatre one was pretty like intense. So we had acting classes, we had dance classes, we had music classes, we had singing classes, everything. So,
Yeah, so it was just-
when it comes to exams, there was like a whole week where we had to do like a tap routine, a jazz routine, a ballet routine. Then in the same week we're doing repertoire, so we have to sing songs in a way. We had to do oral still, so all that sort of rhythmic stuff.
It sounds
hearing
so
stuff.
full on.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But I mean,
If you enjoy it,
if you
though.
enjoy it, it doesn't feel like anything.
Exactly, yeah.
So it didn't feel full on in the sense that I didn't want to do it, but it was just a wonderful thing.
So then, with like, say, like, did you ever get vocal coaching or anything like? Because like,
Yes.
Cause,
I
like,
had a singing teacher. Yeah.
Because when you just did, what was it called again? Where you just went through
Oh, the
scale?
solfege?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the solfege. That's like, that sounded awesome, and
Oh,
like,
thank
that
you.
sounded really, really cool. But it's like, how do you train your voice to be able to reach those notes and do this and do that? Like,
Well, I mean, I am a vocal coach. Do you want to learn my perspective or like what singing
either.
teachers taught me?
your perspective,
From my perspective.
and then also,
Okay, yes. Well,
eventually,
for me, it's like my understanding is that anyone can sing. Anyone can sing. If you're
Okay.
speaking, if you can speak, you can sing. Because if I'm speaking right here, but then if I go into a monotone, I'm actually singing this note, even though I'm speaking. So like everyone speaks in a certain range or key. So I can't remember your question now.
So then, like, how would it go to like the musical teacher perspective? Because like you're the vocal coach, but then like how you got taught in a way.
I'm kind of the same thing. So
Okay,
I've
same
sort of
thing as well.
brought things through with what my singing teachers have taught me.
Yeah.
And it's all my like perspective. I find having oral training is really important as a singer. If you have never read music before, learn your solfege. Learn sorts of things that you think will help you. Even at times, I don't even think about the keys that I'm singing in, because if I understand my solfege, I can sing in any key. So there's certain things like that which I then like to teach and vocal coach. And also there's also people that I coach who are not necessarily wanting to be singers, but they just want a better understanding on how to speak, because there's people who talk like this and they're like they
very
have
like,
really, and they're off voice, and this is just how they talk, and they're like, I'm struggling to like speak, like I'll go out, my voice is tired, and I'm like, well, because you're off voice and you're vocal frying, let's fix that, let's do some yawns, let's do
vocal
different
frying.
yeah, so that's a
okay.
vocal fry.
Okay.
Yes.
All right then.
So, and a lot of people do that, like, and it's just sort of navigating habits and how to live and speak properly without getting your voice tired. But then I also have people that want to sing, and we work on their style, we work on their range. Every person's different
Yeah. Okay.
when it comes to vocal coaching.
So then, with like trying to train your voice and everything, can you I've been told that you can injure your voice, or you can
Absolutely.
and like strain it. Like how does someone actually strain their vocal cords, like just from reaching notes that they're, because like if everyone's built different, but we're all people, right?
Yeah.
But then like I can imagine like sometimes like like I was saying before, like you try and hit a note, but then your throat literally can't actually reach that note. Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind
Well,
of-
that's true. I mean, every voice has a different vocal range, so you're just navigating that range. And also, like, I find that as a vocal singer, you need to also be. It's like an athlete. they're muscles there that you need to train every day. I can't just give you one lesson and boom, you're an amazing singer. Like there's exercises that you take to then extend your range, extend your voice. It's about training it up to your best potential. And in terms of like injury, there's so many ways people can injure their voices. Like even like trauma, like people have had like a really bad experience in life. Maybe it's a death of a family or something, and that can affect your voice.
Wow.
Or there can be or you're having a wild night out and you just yell, and just one yell has happened with your vocal cords have just went bang, and you've got like a node or nodules or something. So like any sort of scenario, you can, even as trained singers, you can get nodules. And it's not a bad thing. I think that's one thing that people are like, oh my God, you've had nodes, you've had all these things. Like, you're obviously a bad singer. It's like, no, like they naturally can just occur out of any sort of reason.
So nodes and nodules then, so like obviously the same thing, but then, so they're just like lumps that form on your vocal cords or?
Yes,
like, what actually are they?
They're just like lumps that have formed, and it's like wear and tear.
Yeah.
And they've just sort of, kind of like, they're almost like ulcers. I always think of them as ulcers.
But then can they go away over time?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
I know one person I was talking to, I think it was the other day, they were like, oh, I have nodules and I've been considering having like maybe down the track I might have surgery on them. Which you can, but I'm like, well, I reckon don't do the surgery first. Try and rehabilitate it. Do other things that you think will help it. And then if you've done everything that you can, then maybe do surgery, but never do. It's like with ankles, you know, when they're like, never have surgery on your ankle.
Okay.
If you have surgery on your ankle, you're like, well, yeah. Like if you have like bad ankles, try and rehabilitate it. Don't go into surgery unless you really have to.
And then
I don't know, that's just a personal opinion. That's probably
no, that sounds like a good opinion to have.
Yeah.
And then so I guess like you would also try and stick to like a really healthy diet, and then like, you know, look after yourself in a way. Like, you know, I guess, you know, if you're doing singing, you wouldn't smoke cigarettes, right? Because it's.
I mean, I personally don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's singers that smoke and actors that smoke. I don't really.
I mean, like, look at is it Keith Richards? Not Keith.
No, Nathan Mick Jagger.
Yeah, Mick Jagger. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but Jagger's insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, amazing.
But he's old though, very old.
He's like 70, man.
Yeah. And he's a smoker, and he's a
well,
Rolling
I mean, there's
Stone,
plenty of
so,
singers that smoke.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, you do you. Like, if you want to smoke, go ahead, go do it. Like, yeah.
We don't endorse smoking,
we
by
don't,
the way.
we don't endorse it, but
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But
you
yeah,
know,
but
it's your life.
that's
If you
it.
want to vape and do things, you do that.
Yeah. That's
I
it. Dude, look at him go.
He's a beast.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you missed it. You missed it when he was doing like his crunches nonstop.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
How old is he? He's like 70 or something.
Yeah, he's like 70. Let's have a look.
And so then when you were at WAAPA, so like how long was the course? What, how old? 78. Oh. Okay.
What's his like latest photo of him? I just want to know, like, what does he look like now, being 78?
Looks alright.
Actually, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Oh,
Oh no. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So WAAPA was like 4 years or?
Yeah. So I was at WAAPA for 5 years actually.
5 years, okay.
So the bachelor course that I did for music theatre was 3 years. The classical voice was 1 year, and in between I did also a diploma at WAAPA, which was of musical theatre.
Okay.
There as
I didn't
well.
realize they offered diplomas as well.
Yeah,
so-
they do diplomas. They do a diploma of acting, a diploma of screen acting.
Wow.
So
okay.
many diplomas.
Have you ever thought about diving into that at all, or like, would you ever go back to WAAPA? Because I mean, now that you've got your graduate degree,
yeah.
right?
I've thought about it, but I think the next step is either like a postgrad or a master's. Maybe not quite yet, but we'll see. Maybe in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
Whenever I feel like it, I'll apply.
That's it. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, 'cause just like what you were saying before we went live, where it's like a full-time job basically, like to have to study.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no time for a day job. You have to get up very early, 7:30 a.m. If you want to do like a warm up, classes normally start 8:39. So if you want to be ready and warm, you'd have to be in the studio 7:30.
What's involved with the warm up? If you don't
Well,
mind asking?
I think it just depends on the day.
Okay.
What I
So
do.
you actually change and
Yeah. So
okay.
it's like what classes I have ahead. Maybe I do a lot of like yoga, a lot of
Okay.
sun salutations and breathing exercises. I'll do like breath work, vocal warm ups, which are just like singing scales or doing sirens. Also working on like projection and opening up the voice as well. Just to get yourself ready for the day. One great thing was because I live down in Banjup, which is like super south. Banjup. Well, it's like south of Jandakot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damon, can you pull that up? I've never heard of Banjup
Oh.
before.
Oh, look at this. Look at the
3 facial warm-ups for actors.
Oh yeah, massage. Yep, you'd massage your face, get all rid of your tongue tension, jaw tension,
Tongue tension.
tongue root.
Okay.
Yep, if you like dig in here, if it's tight, yeah. Just
Yeah, mine's very tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, all that
Might have
sorts
to
of
look
stuff.
into that, like.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's like the best feeling. Like to
Oh wow, that is quite far.
mm.
New Armadale.
So then
Yeah.
you would travel to ECU, like Mount Lawley.
Yep, every morning.
Every morning.
Every
How
morning
long would
in the
that take
peak
you?
hour. Well,
Like 40
I mean,
minutes,
some
or-
days I would get up at like 6 a.m. and beat traffic
Yeah.
if I felt like it. If I was really in the mood to get up in the morning. Otherwise, if not, then I would just get up normal time and get to class at 9 a.m. But I would do all my warm ups in the car,
Okay.
and I actually
Yeah, I can imagine that's the beauty
Always
of
be
doing that.
hustling.
Yeah, always be hustling because I'm like, rather than sitting in the studio, if I'm stuck in traffic, all right, let's just do it right now. In the car, it's like there's traffic going on, and I'm just going woo, like people in the other car are like, what is going on with that lady?
But
Like,
see, that's the thing. That's the beauty of it, though, because
Yeah.
like you can actually do it in the car
oh, you
on
can
the way
anywhere,
there, instead of going, okay, I need to study, I need to go find a library and
Yeah,
chill
go
and-
do something. No, I
Yeah,
can do
that's
it
it, yeah.
anywhere, anytime. Yeah,
Okay.
which is wonderful.
And so, what units did you do at WAAPA? I mean, there's probably quite a few, right? Because over the 5 years,
So
like,
many units. Oh,
like what was your favorite unit to study?
that's
Okay,
so
okay.
hard. Literally all
So
of
they're
them.
all good.
Yeah, one of my favorites was song rep.
Song rep.
So we'd get given a song once a week, and we have that week to prepare the song, and then you would sing it in front of your class.
Okay.
And that was awesome because each week you'd get a different song, and it was
I'd
just
get-
so fun to get.
I'd get big stage fright, to be
Oh,
honest.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I loved it. Well, I guess it drills it drills you to not get scared and experiment, do sorts of things that you wouldn't get the chance to do on stage. So whether
Okay.
that's like you can run around, run amok in the room and sing and do whatever and just be like guided and
Yeah,
like-
because it's all just fun and games in a way. But then you
Yeah.
are getting marked.
you
kind
are
of.
getting marked or so it is fun and games, but also there's like you learn something from it every time.
Yep,
There's a technique to it. There's whatever song it is, there's something that you learn in each class, which is
And
great.
so then with like the musical theatre side of it then, so like have you done any plays or like, like what have you actually done within the musical theatre world
In the musical theatre world. Well,
because like Damo can pull it up for us.
oh, okay. Well, my favorite one that I did, which was last year, I played the witch in Into the Woods.
Into the Woods.
Yes.
And so what's that about?
Oh, well, it is
Is it-
about all these fairy tales. So, like there's Little Red Riding Hood.
I was just about to say that,
There's like
yeah.
Rapunzel and the Prince. So there's all these sorts of characters. And what happens is there's the witch and they need to. Oh my gosh, I'm having a mental blank of the
That's all
story.
right.
Anyway, so they go into the woods and there's like a spell. So there's been a spell. There's the baker and the baker's wife.
Okay.
And they want to have a child, but they can't have a child, and it's because of this spell. And they have to go into the woods to get a hair as yellow as corn, the cape as red as blood, like all these sorts of fairy tale aspects. And they go into the woods and they sing about it, and they find all the ingredients.
And then eventually they can have kids at the end.
They
of
can
it,
have
right?
kids, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a twist at the end. I don't know if I should
No, that's all right if you don't
say
want
it,
to. Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, that's the one from 2012.
Oh, so they do
they
it
did
every
it
year?
they did it a few years back before
Okay.
we did.
So then,
Yep.
how often? Like, so you've done that one, and
Yes.
so with some other ones, do they actually like repeat them every couple of years or something like that? Or
Yeah, I think every maybe like 5 years.
Okay.
Not too close together. Definitely not too close together.
because I can imagine it'd be easier on the teachers then, because then if it's done prior, then they can actually like look at the old marking grades or whatever, and then
Yeah, I think
something
so.
like that maybe. Or
Well, I mean, pre-COVID, they used to bring different directors in and
Oh,
different
really?
people in to do the shows. So I don't think it was about
Okay.
bringing
But still, that's
Yeah,
really
but-
cool though. So
yeah.
like actual famous directors and stuff. Or
quite well-known directors
well-known,
over
yep.
East, I think.
Yep.
From memory, who they brought in, but no, it was. I think if you write in Into the Woods, State Theatre.
I'm sorry. This one says 2021. And it was, so what year was yours?
It was 2021, but it was at the State Theatre Centre. If you write State Theatre Centre, it should pop up, hopefully. Yeah, what were we talking about? I got distracted. I literally get distracted so easily. I'm just like,
I'm the
oh, what's
same.
this?
oh, directors over East.
Yeah, so they would bring people in to do different kind of shows and stuff. So they wouldn't repeat and look over what we did in the past. I think it's just on their own interpretation of the show and what they want to bring to that year and that class, which was, I think it's great that they do that. For us, we had someone come in for our final show, which was Cabaret, the musical, which was awesome. I was a Kit Kat dancer, and I was
Kat
also
dancer.
the vocal coach on that as well.
That would have been fun then. That
It was great. It was great. It was all like German expressionism, like really, really fun cabaret
okay.
musical.
So the cast actually had to learn
Yes,
German
here we
for
go.
it?
That's it.
And look at
Boom,
that.
da, boom. There we go. That's me on the ladder.
Oh, very, very
I had
cool.
to sing on the ladder, that was my favorite part of the show,
look at you
because
go.
everyone's like blaming me because of everything that's happened, and I literally get on the ladder and I just tell everyone to shut up, and then I just start singing
Wow.
this song called Last Midnight, and then I die ish.
Oh,
I disappear. I die.
okay.
I die. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed.
Is that like at the end of the film, at the end of the theater or the show?
Quite close to the end.
Okay,
Quite close to the
that's
end
good
of the
then.
show.
So then you get quite a. Did you get quite a bit?
Yeah, it was a wonderful storyline. It was the original I am where am I?
Because everyone is wearing wigs.
Yes, I am on the right. Next to on the right hand side holding the phone. Yes, there we go. I'm in a wig, so there's no way you could.
Everyone's wearing a wig.
And
Yes.
that's the cabaret one.
That was the cabaret one. That was so fun.
So
And
then,
it was great. We had cigarettes, not real ones, but just ones on stage, and I just loved like just being in character, dancing with the cigarette, and just like being all
yeah, just like being in the moment.
being in
kind
the
of,
moment. Yeah. And it was quite great because it was a quite intimate theater, so we could just stare. Just the characters that we could just stare down at the audience, and I just like, so you're like dancing and just like I just eyeball everyone, just make them uncomfortable, which is great.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's like you've come to see the show.
You've
but-
come to, you're really coming to see it.
Wow. And so with all that, like, so I mean, that stage looks amazing, and then also the stage effects that were there before. Like, at WAAPA, do they offer like opportunities for people to go and study to be able to build stages
Absolutely.
or costumes?
Yes.
or
All
anything like that?
production, costumes, stage management, all sorts. Everything that comes together in a show, it's all done by students.
Wow. Okay.
There's also the students that study sound engineering, I think it is.
Oh, really? As well.
So they're the ones that are putting the mic packs on for us and getting the show ready, running tech calls.
It sounds all so full
It
on.
is
That's so
amazing,
exciting.
yeah. And it's fun because you're in an environment where everyone is learning and everyone's discovering new things, and you're also learning from the other students in the other departments. So, yeah, it's a really wonderful environment to be around.
That's amazing, though. That's actually so cool. So
Yeah.
it's just like, so you'd be given this play, and then like, how long would you have before that play? Like, so Into the Woods, how long did that take to actually go to stage?
I think it was 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah, I think
4
we get a
weeks to-
4-week period. Yeah.
Really? To
think-
like do everything, to like
Yeah.
practice your lines, get the costumes ready,
Yeah.
build
Get
the
everything
stage.
ready. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Everything happens very, very fast.
And so it's ticketed though, right? Because and then so what happens to the money? Does it go back into the campus or does it go to like student services or?
I'm actually not sure. I think they
Okay.
just go into the departments and they use it for other shows and other things.
Yeah, to keep funding it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
No,
think
that's
what they
really
do.
good though. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what's your favorite theater to stand on stage and, you know,
In Perth?
yeah, and do your thing and
Gosh.
eyeball the crowd.
And eyeball the crowd. Wow. I think my personal favorite, just from like the nostalgia of it, would be the Roundhouse Theatre at WAAPA.
Roundhouse Theatre at WAAPA. Okay.
Yeah, because I first performed there when I was in the diploma doing our showcase, but our first week at WAAPA for the
That
music
was pretty
theatre,
cool.
yes, this was like the best thing ever. We met our whole class in a week. And within that week, by the end of the week, we had to sing the audition song that got us in front of the whole 60 people cohort of our music theatre course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just like, it was a riot. Like everyone's got their cans like banging and just like the crowd's going wild. And it's just this whole like culture with it, which is just wonderful. And just that memory of it is amazing. So then having come to third year and do a show, kind of the final show of our
I can
year.
imagine that would have been so
It was
emotional.
just like a whole circle through in that theatre. So there's that nostalgia of it. And it's intimate as well. And I know like the backstage of it to a T. So it's like if I perform there again, I'm like, I know exactly where I can go and run around and do things in it. So yeah, definitely the Roundhouse.
Would you ever consider actually going back and like, you know, teaching at WAAPA? Because if you're doing vocal coaching, like I can imagine.
Yeah,
like,
I
getting
mean, it would
old
be
students
amazing.
back,
I feel like though there's so many amazing graduates at WAAPA. So I feel like you have to be a
yeah,
be
like, a shining star. Or something.
Yeah,
But
shining
it sounds
star to
like you're
come
already
back.
a shining star.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Like the amount of stuff you've done and the passion behind it, it
Yeah.
sounds amazing. Like
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I definitely would love to go back there. For
and it just
something.
seems like just the memories you get out of it as well.
Oh, definitely.
Because like I said, like, you know, go and do a business degree and the memories you get out of that is like, oh, bloody exams coming up.
Just in a lecture.
That's it.
Just
And
in the, yeah.
Sitting in the lab and, you know, like in your PJs studying your ass off to try and get
Yeah.
through the exam. Whilst it's like vocal coaching and like, you know, getting ready and like putting the mics on, getting the costume and then like going and performing in front of people.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's amazing.
yeah.
And you're with the same 20, well, it's a cohort of 20 people. So all the 19 people that I was with, I was with them for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Like full time. And it was amazing. Like when we graduated, I think it was like the first few months, you're just, oh yeah, I'll see them again. And then like hit 5 months and I'm like, wow, okay, I'm really like missing these people. Because a lot of people went over east to go move there and
progress and
and
stuff.
stuff. So yeah, I think the first few months you didn't really notice it, but then it came the 5th month period, literally like a month or two ago. I was like, wow, I really like just miss just everyone
that
together
atmosphere, yeah.
and being together and just like even on the weekends you'd go to parties together, you'd go to coffee, you'd go out for coffee together. Like you're just so like
Yeah, so close.
so close. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Like when I first, because I'm from Busselton originally, when I first moved to Perth, a lot of the people that I actually met and like talking to the teachers and stuff, because I was at Curtin University, they said like you meet your friends for life, usually at university.
Yeah.
And like if you've done 3 years all together, I can imagine like, you know, there's strong friendships and
Oh
bonds.
yeah,
and,
yeah. I got my best friend out of WAAPA, which is a shout out to Paige.
Shout
Value.
out Paige if you're watching.
Literally love her so much. She's the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are for life. So it's and it's also been so wonderful to be around people who have the same likeness, who are into the same things that you are,
Exactly,
and you
yeah.
like. I mean, I remember in high school it was a bit hard to make friends because there weren't really people in my year that sung. So I couldn't just go and sing duets with people or, you know, do things. Whereas it was like, let's hang out, let's go find some songs in the songbook and sing for an hour or whatever. So
Sounds
like,
so cool,
it's
though.
amazing. Like,
But that's
yeah.
it. Like in high school, it's just kind of like, you know, you're kind of forced to be there. You have to go to high school. You have to go to school.
And everyone's into different things as
That's
well. So
exactly
it's like hard to
yeah, bond and
bond.
connect.
And if you don't have anything to bond over with, yeah.
That's it. And with Perth, like being big, but also a small country town, it's kind of like, you know, as you said, like you can just go off and you never really have to see them again, potentially. You know, like you can just disappear. Like, well, not
Well, I think
disappear, but just go off and do
even
different things.
even out of my whole class, I think there's the only person I keep in touch with is another shout out to Erin McAvoy.
Okay.
Love you as well. But see, like it's just like one May out of, you know, obviously everyone got along, but it's like, yeah, you kind of move
That's
on
it.
and
But see, it's just like with the hospitality industry.
yeah.
And with the hospitality industry, you meet so many bartenders, DJs, like just producers, anything. And then it's just like in a couple of years, they might move, they might do this, they might do that. Like
Yeah.
some of them just stop doing it, all sorts of stuff. But this is like a good segue to move into this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've done production course at Lab 6?
Yes.
And so how was that?
That was amazing. It was
How
amazing.
long was it? And
It was
like,
10 weeks with Jeremy Smith.
shout out Jeremy.
Jeremy
I'm coming
Smith.
for you. I want you to come on. I really want you to come on.
Well, yeah, did the 10 weeks with him, learned everything because I've been writing music my whole life, but it was all, so I have been playing piano since I was a wee one. So everything when I wrote music, it was all on the piano and I would literally write the music notes out, like
wow.
on sheet music, like
Okay.
freaking Beethoven. That's how they
Yeah,
used to
like
in the old
proper,
time.
proper,
Because
yeah.
I didn't realize that there was computer
Yeah,
systems,
software.
software that you could actually make music.
Yeah.
So I was just doing it the old school way. And
But
I
that's,
remember
that's so good though, because instead of going, I got my laptop, I'm just gonna spit out a tune. It's actually like you're doing it proper.
yeah, writing the
authentic in a way.
chords out, writing
Yeah.
the lyrics on top, and just being like, okay, this is how I'm just gonna play it, yada yada. And and so it was. I think it was like the end of. So I did the course. I think it was in March 2021, so last year.
Okay. What drove you to go and study there? Like,
Well, I was at a red light on Charles Street on my way to WAAPA, and there was a big music production DJ course sign out there, and I was just parked there just staring at it, and I'm like, Lab 6? Huh.
okay.
I'm going to remember that. I'm going to write that down when I get to WAAPA and whatever. Googled it, and I was like, great, I want to go do and study that. And
there you go, Jeremy. If you're watching, put more signs
yeah,
around.
and they have.
Advertise.
They literally have. They were talking
Really?
about it the other day. They're like, oh yeah, signs are looking schmick, and I'm like, well, actually, yeah, there we go.
there you
Vocal
go.
coaching.
Straight up, and there you
There we
are.
are.
On the front page.
Boom.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
That's all you got to say. That's me. Like.
Yay. Yeah, there we go. All
That's
the
so
little
cool
credits,
though. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So is this the first time they've done vocal coaching at Lab
yeah.
6?
Yep.
Wow.
First time, I believe,
Okay.
from what I've been told.
That's really cool. So like you're now in that department.
Yeah,
almost,
yeah,
like, you're-
it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's also fun to be surrounded by artists as well, in whatever way they're associated with music, like whether they're DJing, they're music producing, they're doing all sorts. So it's just so fun to be around artists. Yeah, it's great.
That's it. Yeah, because there's so many professionals that go through those doors.
Oh yeah.
Like they've had like I think from memory I've seen a sign where it's like they've got like Flume's signature, they've got Diplo's signature.
Oh yeah, people coming through to
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they did workshops or used the studio space or things like that. They have a whole banner there.
So you've worked there for a little bit of time now?
Yeah, since March.
Since March. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's quite a while then.
Yeah,
Like
March, April,
3,
May,
4
June,
months?
Yeah, 3 or 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the end of March I started.
And so
yeah.
how do you find it? Because like so is it like student supply and then like would Jeremy get in contact with you and be like, we've got this new intake coming in? Do you do classes or is it individual?
No, it's just
or?
privates.
Just
At the
privates,
moment, it's
okay.
just vocal coaching privates, whoever want to come in.
Because I can imagine if you do it with like 2 or 3 people, it'd be quite complex, right? With
I could do
privates,
it with 2 or 3 people. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And I think that'd be more fun because I could give them repertoire if they wanted to sing all together. I could give them repertoire that's either a trio or a duet. And I find it so important, even with one of the students that I'm working with, we've been doing a lot of harmonizing because
Okay.
she wants to build her oral skills, but she finds if she can sing a song on her own, but the minute someone starts harmonizing with her, she will just like lose it. So I'm like, right, we're going to do a class and you're going to learn the song. And then next week, once it's really in your brain, I'm going to come in and harmonize and we're just going to drill me singing with you just so you just get the practice in and
That's
doing
really
sort of
good,
thing.
though.
So it's catered to every person's different with what they
Did
want to
you
do.
kind of like write your own curriculum for it in a way, or did they kind of give you like an idea?
No, no, it's all how I want to run it.
Okay, wow.
yeah.
So you got creative control almost.
I have all creative control.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yes. And I think it sort of has to be that way because again, every person's different. Like I have repertoire. I have some theory things and some oral things and sort of things ready so that if someone comes into the room, I'm like, well, here, okay, I know what I think you need from me. As sort of, so I just test it out, and always the first lesson, I literally sit down with them. All right. Why do you want to do vocal coaching? What's your goals? If you don't have any, great, I'll steer you in how I feel you go. Let's just sing something. Let's figure out your range. What's your vocal style? Because if you're really wanting to do contemporary, then it's a bit silly if I'm like, let's go do some country for 5 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all dependent on the person.
And so the course goes for 5 weeks then, or?
Oh, would I cater? No, they're just lessons. So they can go for whenever, however long, however short you.
That's really good though.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, if they just feel like I need to go in and just get a lesson or,
then
get some
they can just come in.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why it's like I can cater to beginners up to advanced if they want. So more advanced people would probably come see me once a month or whenever they feel. Whereas a beginner, I'd be like, come see me once a week or twice a week or however you see fit. Yeah.
So then if someone that comes in that's already like, advanced in a way, how do you cater towards that? Because then like, you're professional because you're teaching it now.
Yeah.
But if they're already on an advanced level, it's kind of like...
How do you match that skill?
Yeah, how do you match that? That's it.
Even overcome that.
Yeah,
Exactly,
I guess I think for starters, if they were so advanced, then why would they be in the room with me?
Yeah.
So there would always be that first thing that why have you come to see me? What do you want to work on? If it's repertoire, maybe they would just want to focus on a style that they can't get, or they're like I've got an audition and I want to sing this song, and they'll sing it in my eyes. I'm like, that's great. All right, well, let's nitpick it. Let's find things to work on, like, because nothing's ever perfect and nothing ever should be perfect.
That's exactly.
But you can always find a way to improve. Even though I'm a vocal coach and a professional, like I literally but I'm always I'm always getting singing lessons myself. I'm always training. I'm always doing things. Like there's no way I could ever sit there and be like, I have finished everything. I am amazing.
No,
I have done everything. Like, no, God, no. Like,
that's so good though.
I will literally be 60 and still doing it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because some people can get into that loop where they're like, I don't need to learn anymore. But it's like being able to go, no, I need to keep improving, and there's so much to learn.
Yeah,
it's a really good,
No, you got to do it. Yeah,
trait as a person.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
But still, it's so cool. So then, how much would it cost, if it's all right me asking, for like a one-on-one lesson?
Yes. Through Lab 6, it's I believe $70 or $79.
That's nothing.
Yeah,
wow.
for a lesson. So it's very, very good stuff.
Is
very
that
good
like
price.
a 1 hour lesson or
1 hour? Yep.
That's really good.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's all solely my whole.
See, I was expecting you to say 200.
Oh, really?
250
For
or
one,
something.
God, I need to put my prices up.
Yeah, it's entertainment industry.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
also expensive.
Yeah, I know.
And so, jumping back to when you actually studied at Lab 6, so did you do the Ableton course then?
Yes, I did the Ableton course.
And how did you find that, going from like actually writing down?
Oh my gosh,
like classical music.
It was like
yeah.
like I had opened a Pandora's box because like there was just things that I just. Like, I understood everything he was teaching me, but I was like, how is this happening right now? Like,
synthesizers and waveforms.
In just, like, a computer. Like, and what amazed me was, because all my life, hello, you're so cute. Yes, you are. Yeah, all my life I'd been writing out chords and doing, okay, not on the mic. Oh, do we need a little?
No, he's all good.
No, he's good.
Come
Oh,
over
sweet.
here,
Oh,
Sass.
sweet.
Come over here.
Have a little
Alright,
snooze.
sit.
You know, when he sees me, he knows.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, he
know.
knows.
He's like, yeah.
Damo's the bad guy, even though he's a good guy.
He's like, "Fran."
The Apollo Theater, and I'm the guy with the crook dragging them off
That's
stage.
it,
They've been off.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, do they actually have a guy that has the crook thing sometimes? Or
Do they
or is
ever
it like
do
an
like?
old school thing? Like,
Oh, you know what we're talking about.
No, I literally just nodded and said, yeah, and I didn't know what you were talking about.
Well, the
Go on.
Apollo.
like back in the day, like, if someone's like,
Or the Apollo Theater, like they would drag dudes off stage.
They had like it's like a wooden hook thing, and they just like pull them off stage to the
Yeah,
side.
like
Yeah, like
the
that.
infamous thing.
Oh
of,
yes,
like,
yes. I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, but have
Oh
they
my
ever
gosh,
had to
no,
do that
they
WAAPA?
do not have that.
I was about
no.
to say, yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
That
if
would
they
be
did.
real.
Yeah.
They should do a show,
Yeah, potentially.
and like
yeah.
whenever they just like get sick of them, they should just have someone to
Yep.
drag them
Yep.
off next
What?
person. That'd be so good.
You got 2 minutes to wow the audience, and if you can't do it, you get the crook out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Or like even an audition, like you're sitting in an audition, if they're like next,
Yeah, that's it. Out you go.
like,
Yeah.
grab the hook. But,
So then with Ableton then, so
yes.
how it was like opening a Pandora's box, but then like you did the course and what was some of the interesting things you found out about it? I found about it and like the hard things about learning about it, because I tried to produce for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I never thought about going to Lab 6 because I don't think it was around when I was trying to do producing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, I can't do this. Like I was
Oh,
just looking
really?
at like
Why?
I just downloaded heaps of samples, did this and did that, but I sat down and I just couldn't get my head around just like basic drum beats almost.
Okay. Yeah.
I can make, synthesizers, and like I love fiddling with all the knobs and like being able to actually like just try and make different sounds and stuff.
Yep.
But it's just like making it all come together.
Together.
Just like had trouble with.
I think, like, growing up, I was just listening to so much music. Like, I literally would have the Ministry of Sound CDs in 2011. I was literally like 12 years old, 11 years old, listening to this stuff, which was amazing. And just like obviously doing the classical music training, and my dad would listen to Hunters and Collectors, Paul Kelly.
I love Hunters and Collectors.
My mum would be listening to like ABBA, like all these different musical genres. Just like I would go to school, I'd come home, I'd put on the music and just listen to it 4 hours. I'd go to bed, I'd go up, go to school, do it all over again because I loved it. Like that's all if I have a memory of my childhood, that's all I did. So going to then have all these sorts of ways to create music, I just kind of understood it. Like, okay, put a beat here, put a chord here, put bass here, put your vocals on here. This is the key. Let's go. Like it just sort
all
of came together.
Yeah.
And I think when I write music, I focus on the first thing for me when I write music is a beat. If I can get just a good kick and a good percussion, good, I don't know, conga, bongos, something going on, and it's just the drum kit. If I'm bopping to that already, great. Then I know I'll put a synth on there, I'll put a vocal, I'll put something else on there, and I make sure that I'm still getting that bop feeling. And the minute it disperses, great, that's not working. But if I get the beat working, then that's what's set. And I'll do just beat loops. I'll just focus on different beat loops, different drums, different kicks, different everything until I go for it.
Because I always found that when I was trying to do it, I might come up with the drum pattern, but then trying to just like playing it over and over again, and then just kind of does your head in after a while.
Yeah. Well,
because I was similar as well. Like I grew up with music. All I did, like living in the country, that was just my jam. Like
yeah.
I'd go riding motorbikes with music, go driving bush bashing cars with music, like go to school and then just always trying to listen to my iPod and stuff like that. And like, it's actually gotten to the point where, I actually sleep with music as well, to be honest.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Like peaceful piano or jazz or something like that, because, I've just always loved it. But then, as I said, the production, I just couldn't do it. Like,
yeah. Did you ever write music as a kid?
No.
Okay.
But I went to Bunbury Cathedral Grammar. Bunbury Cathedral Grammar, you had to learn an instrument every single year.
Nice.
So I learnt the clarinet, the violin, the cello, the piano. I did the piano when I was before Bunbury Grammar. The guitar, and also the flute.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like 7 instruments.
That's a lot of instruments.
Yeah, that's it. But I didn't, I couldn't really get behind. Oh, and also the violin. I learnt the violin.
So you were good at playing instruments and
not really, no. Like I just wanted to do something in music. My parents knew that, so they kept pushing me into different things. But then eventually, like, I went to a house party and I saw someone DJing. I was like, I want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So
That's
then
amazing.
went off and bought my own deck, and then with that, just here I am now.
Yeah.
Gig after gig.
That's
after
amazing.
Gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even DJing, that's all music.
Exactly.
That's all,
Yeah.
like when people say you just click buttons. I'm like, nah.
No.
You need to have a sense of rhythm. You need to have a sense of key. There's so many things that go into it. You need to
Exactly.
understand the decks. It's not just pressing buttons.
Yep.
It's so much more than that.
It's an art form in
It is
itself.
an art form in itself. So
And that's exactly it. And it's like
that's your instrument.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
exactly
You found it.
yeah.
So you can play instruments.
What instruments have you played?
I'm
'Cause you-
mainly a piano player.
Yeah.
I did do cello for a bit.
Okay.
If you gave me a cello now, I would not
Yeah, that's
know
the
what to
same
do
thing.
with that. I'd
Big
be
and
like,
they're
okay.
heavy. Like, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I did play saxophone for 2 years,
Oh wow. Okay.
which was amazing.
Mhm.
And
They're
what else?
so
Guitar
expensive.
and drums.
And
Oh
drums
yeah,
as well.
saxophone is very expensive.
Yeah.
I literally would rent it out from my school. I
Really?
never owned.
So
There was no way I could own.
my brother learned the saxophone.
Yes.
And my parents actually bought him a saxophone, and then
Wow.
he used it maybe for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then just never really picked it up again.
Wow.
And then like later on when I was older and stuff, like went through all the stuff and like, wow, the saxophone's here. Googled it. Oh my god. Like a couple of grand. Like,
that
what-
is so amazing.
Mm.
Wow. No, yeah, I had to rent mine out. There was no way.
they
And
are
especially
so
when you're a young
expensive.
kid, I feel like
Yeah.
could change
Mm.
instruments. So
So then with the Lab 6 course, because you've started producing your own music now.
Yes.
And you did the DJ course at Lab 6
I
as
did.
well?
I did that August last year.
And so was it 5 weeks of DJing then 5 weeks of production, or how did the course
No.
actually unravel?
So I did 10 weeks of music producing, which went from like March till May or
Mm-hmm.
that sort of part. And then I did the DJing course with my brother. And I think we began in August
Okay.
of last year. Yeah.
Have you guys ever thought about doing like a duo, you and your brother?
I did consider it, but he has another duo in mind.
Oh, really?
And I was like, that's fine.
Okay.
But we sort of, I guess we sort of bonded doing that as well. And he's always been a musical type of guy, but
Sounds like a musical family, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, I
you know,
guess
classic
so.
piano.
yeah, I mean no one, like my mum, I think she sounds beautiful. She sings, but she didn't study music or anything like that. I think she did dancing when she was younger and sorts. And my dad didn't do any sorts of music, but he loves music. Like he listens to it and all sorts. So I
sometimes
guess it's
that's all
still
you
a
need.
musical. Yeah, it's still a musical family. Yeah, so we did the DJ course together. I actually, the first time I ever DJ'd was January 2021,
Okay.
where I bought my own little DDJ 400s
Very
and just
nice,
like learnt on YouTube.
Oh, really?
yeah. So I was like, that's fun. And then I went to the DJ course.
So yeah, one of those things with the laptop?
Yes, with record
one
box.
of those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I still use it for mixes. If I ever do, so I've been doing like mixtape series,
Okay.
which are on YouTube, and they're just like a video of me DJing.
Can we pull that up? That
Yes.
sounds awesome.
I'm already on it.
Great. So it's under
400,
HAiiNES,
eh?
HAiiNES.
HAiiNES.
So then, with the mix series, how many have you done, and how long do they go for?
I've done 5
Okay.
of them, like just 5 mixes.
Yep.
Which I did over February, March, yeah, around then.
Okay.
And they were just like at random locations. The first one I did was in a Cessna.
In a Cessna.
Yeah, which went for like 8 or 9 minutes.
You did one in a plane.
Yes. For
How?
Fun.
What?
'Cause- Okay.
What?
So
I'm jealous. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I loved it.
So it wasn't like a commercial passenger plane, like
No, so it's a 4-seater airplane.
4-seater airplane.
And
What
my
were you
dad
doing in one of those?
Okay, so my dad, for fun, flies 4-seaters, 6-seaters, and 2-seater Cessnas.
Just for
and-
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
just a
like
pilot,
his
yeah.
hobby. His
Yeah,
hobby. He
yeah.
has considered either doing it for like work, but he thought, but once I start doing it for work, then I'm worried it won't be my hobby anymore.
That's it. It won't
so
be a passion. Yeah.
it won't be his passion. So he just wants to leave it as it is.
That is so cool. Like,
Yeah, no.
These ones.
Yeah.
No, these ones.
Yes.
oh, you did it
yes.
in that still. That is so
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah, so that was in a 6-seater because I had to have the camera. I was in the back seat and I had to have the camera there, and then whoever's playing in the front. Whereas if I did in a 4-seater, it'd just be too close camera angles and things like that.
yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to be like, I just want to do something fun. Like, what's something that I can like do for fun? And he normally just flies and does laps around Rottnest. And I was like, okay, let's just do like a little mix, just an introductory type thing. Just for like 8 minutes, I'll mix like 3 songs on the airplane and just see how it goes.
Yeah.
And it was wild because I had the Yui boom set up like down at the bottom so I could still hear like the other song playing, but the plane is so loud.
I was about to say
couldn't
that.
hear a thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, all right, I'm just gonna have 2 cue points in my headphones and just pretend like feel like I'm hearing what's going on. But yeah, it was amazing. It was really fun. And it was so cool. Like I kind of forgot at some point that I was in an airplane. I'd be like, and
That's
then
it, you're in the zone,
yeah, in the
mate.
zone. And then I look and I'm like, whoa, okay. Like, I'm
That's
here.
Rottnest.
That's Rottnest right there. And I think you could probably see it. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I did a little intro just to get it.
Is the music playing in the intro?
Yeah, I think it's my track turn. It's like a little thing, and then I start my mix.
We can probably play the
but-
music as well, because have you?
Oh, you can play it.
Yeah, because you haven't been copyrighted for it, right?
Oh, you can play my music, but I'm playing other people's songs on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mix.
yep.
That's all.
Yeah, that's a good.
But did YouTube flag you for that at all if you're playing other people's songs?
No. I think it's more so like I can't monetize off it,
Yeah.
of the
Oh,
video.
yeah, that's
So
fair,
that's
yeah.
all. I just had to claim like the, I don't know, do
Yeah,
all the
the
sort of
copyright
signage,
stuff,
copyright
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I was sweet.
Still, that is.
So that's my dad.
Just casually.
Yeah. It's so good.
And so.
And who was filming was my partner, Bren. Amazing.
Shout out to Bren.
I know, he's like the bee's knees. He just like he helps me like set things up, and he's one of those people that I'll be like, oh, I really want to do this, and he's like, all right, let's do it. All
So
right, you
really
can do
supportive,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
like he's like, cool. You said it. We're doing it. Like,
That sounds like a really good partner.
yeah, he's amazing. Anyway, so that's
Look at you
he
go.
was just doing the little. I'm like, no.
Did you get like kind of motion sick at all?
No, I don't get motion sick.
Okay.
I actually do on like ferries and stuff or
Yeah.
like ships.
not staring at a screen.
No,
whilst
not
being
so,
on a
no,
plane.
not on an airplane. I'm like, yeah. And it was so funny because Bren was filming just with his hand because we tried to put a tripod on, but obviously the plane moves and it was just moving. So we're like, well, I can't do that. So he's like, stuff up. I'm just gonna hold it.
He's holding
so
it pretty
sitting,
still.
He's obviously he can't really turn, so he's like got the camera like this, and he's just like holding here the whole time. And I'm like, how did you do that? And he also, if you look at my sunrise mix, which went for 31 minutes or something, that day it was really windy, and we had the tripod set up, but it kept falling. And he's like, all right.
I'm holding it again.
Yes, I'm just sitting here and holding it, and it was so cold and windy.
Really?
And he's got like the hood like over himself, all like rugged up with a blanket, and he's just sitting there with like the camera just like there the whole time with the set. So you just see me like dancing to the music and mixing songs, and you're like, you don't know on the other side there's just someone sitting there with the camera. Just so funny.
That's
Yeah, I got this photo. About this one?
Yeah, so that's the one he was holding, and it's amazing how still
yeah.
he
That's
was.
it. There is no
There is
movement in
no
that.
shakes, which is incredible. I was,
Was
like,
it a GoPro
wow.
at all, or what was it?
It was just his phone.
Just
we
his
just
phone.
film off his phone. Yeah.
So maybe what type of phone is it? Has it got stability control? Because
he's
that's
got. I
that's
know
not moving,
it is
but-
insane. I literally watched it and I'm like, wait, you were holding this the whole
Yeah,
time.
that's like a
How-
tripod. Like.
Yeah. He's got a Samsung.
Okay.
Yeah. So we originally were doing it off my phone, but because I'm an iPhone and getting on the Windows, it just it was
Yeah. Headaches. And,
headaches. So
yeah.
I was like, can we use your phone?
Pretty please.
So
And drain your battery.
Yeah, drain your battery. He's like, yes. But yeah, amazing. There's the sunrise coming up.
And so how many?
Yeah, I know. It was so windy. There was like one where I just mixed the song through, so and then it fell. I
Really?
was like, fuck. If you fell like 2 seconds before that,
Yep. All over.
all over.
And so how many of these do you want to do? Like just do maybe once a week or?
I sort of have them in set. So I currently am filming my next 5.
Okay.
I did one this morning. I did another sunrise mix this morning.
Very nice.
Which I'll be putting over maybe like June, July, August.
Oh, so you're
period.
releasing them over
Yeah,
time then.
so I do like I do 5, and then I think I have a break where I then just release my own music.
Yep.
And then once I sort of have no music to put out, then I'll do another mix series.
That's a good way to do
just
it,
sort of
though.
keeps like the traction going, I guess.
That's it. It keeps the algorithm.
Keeps
kind
the
of going.
algorithms kind of pumping. So
Yeah. Do you learn much about that at Lab 6 at all? Of like how to do the marketing side of being a DJ or producer?
Not as much as I think I'd like to, because I think there was a lot of things.
Because it is really a can of worms.
It
to
is a
open.
can of worms. I think we sort of run it on like one lesson or half a lesson, but it's just like a brief overview.
Yeah.
That's one thing I really want to learn more, is just like marketing aspect, just to know how it works.
Honestly, it's like a full-time
It
job.
is. Because like obviously when I first started releasing music and doing music, I'm like, I was one of those people, I'm like, I just want to write my music. Like that's all I want to do. Like I just want to do the music.
That's a good thing.
And then obviously there was like the first the first 2 songs I put out, which was Turn and Hot, I had like no market. I didn't even know that you could apply for Spotify playlists, like nothing. I didn't know anything. And I was like, whoa. And I was also wondering, I'm finding it hard to like reach my music out to people. I'm like, I don't understand it. And then people were saying, oh, you got to do yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know
That's
this
it,
stuff existed.
Yeah.
So the last 2 songs, I've slowly been doing it, and it's been building slowly some traction.
Well, that's it.
And like at least it's working, sort of.
Well, the thing
The
is as
start of
well
it.
is like you might not get traction for like 3 years, but then you might blow up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You never know when it could happen.
Exactly.
But like
Yeah.
as long as you keep putting content out there, that's when, you know,
And also,
you're doing it for the love.
yeah,
so.
exactly. And as long as the content is stuff that I want to do, like I find I love doing these mixtape series, because I feel like if I wasn't doing them, I don't think I'd be really DJing and practicing my skills every day. Whereas if I set, okay, well, I have my music producing goals, that's that. Okay, well, what can I do to keep my DJ skills up? All right, let's do a mixtape series, because it's going to force me to get new music in and just sort of focus on that for a while and then blend it all together.
It's really good that you're doing that though, because I was like, I'll refer back to me in a way, right? But I've recorded every single DJ set that I ever play,
Wow.
because on my laptop it's just literally just got a record button and it just records the whole thing.
Yeah.
So every gig I go to, I record it, and then in the first 3 years of playing 2 years of playing pubs and bars, I would re-listen to every single set, being in the car, being before bed, whatever, right? And the reason why is because then I can hear myself and picture it as well. Like, okay, I was playing here at like Peach Pit, and you know, some people were talking to me, so that's why that mix might have been like not on point or whatever. But then if I play, because I freestyle everything,
Yeah.
so with freestyling on my music, you know, sometimes I'll play a track that's not really in key, which can, you know, with the DJ profession words frowned upon and this and that.
Oh, I just occasionally, there's sometimes some songs work.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
it.
they
Yeah.
weirdly work. Or if it's the intro and they haven't really gotten to the tonal key section part,
Yeah.
then you can mix and change the
That's
key
it.
up.
And same thing with vocals as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes vocals, like, they're just can seem like they're in the right key.
Yeah.
But if you re-listen to your mixes, then you actually hear and go, okay, I won't play that song with that song, or I won't do this or that, or maybe I'll do this and that because that worked. And then, like, in a way, when you play in pubs and bars and stuff,
Yeah.
you kind of figure out a formula.
Okay.
And so, like, with the formula, it's like, you know, like we were talking about ABBA before, but it's like, you know, if you're playing at a pub or a bar and it hits like, you know, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you start playing a little bit of ABBA, well, it just, girls love it.
Yeah.
And so it's the day old thing of like, girls love to dance.
Mm-hmm.
Boys don't really like to dance. Some do, but you know, if you get the girls dancing, the boys will follow.
Yeah.
So then that's when you can create that atmosphere and create the dance floor, and you can actually make it work and make it happen.
Yeah.
But then working that formula out, then it's like, okay, I'm playing on the beachfront. If I play X, Y, Z, then hopefully that can, like, you know, get some people tapping their feet or doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
Because that's why I asked before we started, it's like, you know, would you ever consider commercial gigs? Because it's really a skill set in itself to be able to look around the crowd and go,
What do they want?
yeah, what can I play to get that couple tapping their feet or singing along? What can I play to get, you know, the elderly lady in the back dancing kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like, and then once, like, you do that for a couple of years, then, like, or, you know, a period of time, then it's so enjoyable. Like, it really warms your heart.
I guess it's in sync as well. You sort of gauge the people that are
That's
around
it.
you and you're like, I think I know what they want. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly
let's just
it.
put this on and
Because
kinda-
it's really like being able to play to the atmosphere and create the atmosphere. And so, like, on a lot of episodes, we've talked about this where if you just stand there and press buttons, people look at you and go, oh, he's boring. You know,
Yeah.
do I want to be here? He's not doing anything. But if you're like rocking out, you're sweating your ass off and you drink.
Oh my gosh, that was like the last Stripes event. There wasn't many people dancing at all.
Really?
So I was like, fuck it, I'm putting a 7-minute track on, played it, went down in the crowd and just started dancing
Really?
myself.
But that's
And I was
a
just
good
like,
thing though.
yeah, but I was just like, let's go. Because there was no one there. And I'm like, well, there's no one here. I'm like, might as well just enjoy myself and get
But
people moving.
You're creating the atmosphere.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the thing about it. It's
Yeah.
like, where's the DJ? Oh, she's in the crowd.
She's in the crowd. Yeah, like, get back.
And so, like,
Someone's like, "Oh, was that your toilet break track?" And I was like, actually, no.
No.
That was my dance track, actually.
that's it. And
Mm.
that's where, as I said, like, you read the venue, you read the atmosphere, and you just got to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because forever ago, we had a guest, Genga. Have you ever heard about him at all?
No.
So he's been a local legend in the scene for a long, long time. Probably one of my favorite episodes to have like ever interview him, right?
Yeah.
And he broke it down where it's just like, if you have a bad day, someone breaks into your car and steals stuff and this and that, but then you've got work tonight, right? If you go to work feeling down in the dumps, as I said, people see that. But if you go there full of energy, full of life, and just having so much fun, you just help the venue so much.
Oh, absolutely.
And if
Yeah.
you do little things as well, where it's like, yeah, like a little trick that I'll do is I'll play a long song run, right? And then I'll run down to the bar and I'll go get 2 shots of tequila, right? And like, I'm trying to stop drinking as much as I used to, right? Like, I only drink once a fortnight now, which is good. But what I would do is I'd run down, get 2 shots of tequila, run back to the DJ booth. Everyone's like, why is he running? Where's the DJ going?
Yeah.
And run back to the DJ booth, put the tequila song on. And then as soon as it hits tequila, go, tequila.
Tequila, that's
and then
so
everyone's
good.
just like, shit, he's ready to party.
Yeah, that's
And
so
it
great.
gives off that vibe like, wow, okay, he's a party boy. All right, let's get
Let's
going.
go.
Let's have fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
So-
amazing.
What other gigs do you play? Like, you've played at Stripes so far.
Yes, yeah. Stripes mainly. I did I played at Banana Social
Okay.
in January as well.
Yeah.
What else have I
Well,
done?
like, what type of genre of music do you play? Because I haven't actually asked.
Yeah, it's mainly house, disco house,
Mm.
funk house, just
You. Okay.
house music.
You should hit up Anton because have you heard about Toots Disco at all?
I have.
And so that's all disco and house.
Yeah, I
you know?
love. Yeah, I've actually never been to Toots, but I follow them on Instagram, and I look at their stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to play
It's
there.
such
That's
an
amazing.
interesting venue. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's Sneaky Tony's, but it's a hidden bar.
There's a hidden bar, yeah,
inside
and there's a
hidden bar.
secret
Yeah.
code to get in.
Oh, no,
Am I allowed to
yeah.
express the secret code?
So Sneaky Tony's, yeah, they have that secret code on the weekends.
yeah.
During the week, it's all fine. But it's like where the toilets are for Sneaky Tony's. It's just like a long hallway, and
Yeah.
then it's got a door at the end, and that's where Toots is. So it's just kind of like a hidden bar inside of a hidden bar.
So cool.
So
So
it's
cool.
so unique, so
Yeah.
so whack, but it works though.
Yeah, I've followed them. I've followed them on Instagram for a while.
But see, like, like, because like, how long have you been DJing for now?
As in like
Or like out and about?
gigs out and about since October.
Since October, okay.
Yeah.
So like, I would recommend like if you go to these events that you want to play at and you keep showing up and you keep meeting people and socializing.
Yes.
That's how you can kind of get gigs. Like in Perth, it's we're such a not nitty picky, but like we're such a small demographic in
Yeah.
a way that a lot of people just give gigs to their friends or people they know or people that have proven themselves and done this and done that. Sometimes it's really hard to get into the industry.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
I was telling you before we started, like I was so lucky because my best mate took me under his wing and he took me under his wing and then for like 2 years I followed him everywhere, watched exactly what he did, learnt everything he did.
Yeah, amazing.
And then he was like, all right, you're ready for gigs now.
That's
And then
so
he's
good.
like, here you go. And I was like, oh shit.
Here's the reins.
Yeah,
You're
that's
like,
it.
"Ah."
And
Yeah.
then it got to the point that like before COVID, I was doing 3-4 gigs a week.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they were the thing is as well is like, when you go and play at events like say potentially Banana Social, like was it
Yeah.
a 1 hour gig?
Yeah, it was a 1 hour gig.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like I've done gigs before where like Damo was there, but I got booked to play at a place called Vin and Ollie's in Fremantle.
Yeah.
And it was the most amazing thing ever because I didn't get paid much. I think
Yeah.
I got paid like $50 for it, right?
Mm.
But I did it for the love of it because it was in the window and it was right next door to time zone. And it was on Sunday from 11:30 a.m. to whatever time I wanted to finish.
Whoa,
And so I
okay.
did an 11.5 hour DJ set there once. But it's just like so much fun.
That's wild.
And like got to play just all of my favorite music. Because like, you know, if you go and play at a bar or a pub or whatever, like I was saying before, you kind of have to fit into that formula. If they want house music, you have to play house music.
Yeah, yeah.
But like this place on Sunday was like, yeah,
Free.
Just do whatever you want.
Do what
Like,
you want.
All right, I'll play Simon and Garfunkel. I'll play Supertramp. Play this. Play that.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But it was networking.
Yeah.
Because I managed to meet someone who's like, oh, I'm the bar manager here now. I'm moving jobs. You know, I've heard you play before. Do you want a gig?
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, well, I want to play on Sundays.
Yeah.
You know, so can I just come in, give me, I don't know, some food or something?
That's amazing.
It was
That's
just
so
like
great.
busking almost.
Yeah,
but
for
it wasn't
sure.
busking.
Yeah.
So definitely just go out and like, you know, network and
Around.
socialize. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Perth nightlife community is so friendly.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
so nice.
even with people that I've met, even the other weekend, I was at Body Control,
Body control?
which is Tina Says.
Okay, yeah,
She
yeah.
has her own event called Body Control.
Really?
Incredible. They have like these red laser lights. It's called the Red Room.
Okay.
and it's-
Whereabouts?
It's been every event that they've had. It's been at different venues, but the one that was just week gone, that was at Geisha
Okay.
on a
yeah.
Sunday.
That would have been awesome.
It was awesome. It was my first time at Geisha as well. Yeah.
See, Geisha's been around forever.
It has,
and
yeah.
it is literally like, it's more
Because
than
I've
an
done,
establishment.
I've done like, I've gone to events that they run, but they normally have it elsewhere. Like I know like Habitat's sort of
That's it, yeah.
part of Geisha, and yeah, so I've been to their events, but I've never actually been in Geisha. So that was yeah, amazing.
But see, that's where like it's just, you know, even like when Nevermind Small Club when that was around. Have you heard about that?
Yes, I used to go to Nevermind.
Yeah.
Nevermind was the best.
That's it. It was an institution basically.
It was amazing. Yeah, the
and it's
music.
so unfortunate
people-
that it went down.
Yeah.
But it was just, you know, the complaints from people living next door or whatever it
Oh
was.
wow. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, so with Perth, it can like, you just have to really dive into the community. in a
Oh,
way.
definitely, definitely. And there's definitely parts of the community that I've been diving into, which has been wonderful. And everyone's been so welcoming and just so nice. Everyone's just so nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great. But there's definitely places that I do want to go to, like Toots and things like that. But I think as well, it's been difficult to try and, because I've been wanting to do like commercial gigs, but there's sort of things that I've been doing work-wise that sort of get in the way, so I can't really do weekends.
Yeah,
so
commit, yeah.
I go to Europe next week,
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
once
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
back, I'm starting a show. I'm in a musical called Chicago.
Oh,
which is
in
at-
Chicago.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
Chicago the musical.
So is it based off the movie?
Um,
Was there a movie about it? No?
Yes, there's movies. There's
Okay.
movies of it. I don't know if it's based off the movie or if there was a musical beforehand, and then
Probably
they made
would
the
have been a
movie from.
musical
Yeah, that
beforehand.
makes more sense. And
Yeah.
then they made with Liza Minnelli, which was
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I've heard stuff
Oh
about
no,
it,
Liza
so-
Minnelli's Cabaret. I'm getting it all mixed up now. I always get Cabaret and Chicago mixed up. But yes, there we go. Where is the film? I wonder if the
I
musical
might
based
actually
on
watch
the
that tonight.
stage musical. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there
that
you go.
makes
When did
sense.
the musical come out? 1926?
Is it 1975?
Yeah, it's 1924.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's a
That was a play.
So it was
Of
a play.
course.
26.
Wow. Yeah.
Jesus, this is old.
But see, that's the thing about it though as well. Just follow your passions and follow your
Yeah,
hobbies.
yeah.
And you never know where it could really take you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So this year it's sort of, I'm doing a show, and then once I do that, I go on another show. And then it's literally Christmas. So
Very nice.
yeah, it's full on. But
So did they just contact you and be like, hey, do you want to be a part of this show? Or
no, well, I these shows specifically, I just auditioned for it. I have an agency in Melbourne which give me briefs, but that's more for over east type work.
Okay.
Um,
Have you ever done anything over east for work?
not yet.
Okay.
I've been with them for 6 months.
Yeah.
And they're constantly putting briefs out, which is amazing to do auditions and things like that. But nothing yet.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Yet.
You never know. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Is like, you know, in 2 years, it'll be like, I interviewed her, and now she's over in bloody New York City on Broadway or something. Like.
Oh, that would be the dream.
Yeah. How far would you want to pursue Like, would you want to be like, you know, in New York and Broadway and
I
playing in front
mean,
of thousands of people
yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff?
I'd love to. I think at the moment, career-wise, I would love to do a national musical tour or
That'd
do
be very cool.
yeah, or even I really want to build up HAiiNES, which is my artist name and
Yep.
my producing name. I mean, the dream would be to be an artist and tour, whether that's in a musical, in a show, as HAiiNES at a festival, something touring wise.
Yeah.
And there are talks like when you mentioned if I want to do further study or if I want to study at WAAPA, to do like a postgrad or a master's and do it elsewhere, maybe if it is in America or in London.
Oh wow, really?
I've been considering maybe moving to London. Not yet, not
Yeah?
not soon,
Have
but
you told
maybe
your
soon.
partner as well?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Like-
we have
okay.
these conversations
I was about to say,
where
it's
we're
like, oh,
completely
you know,
yes.
Guess what? You're going to London.
No, he's wonderful. He's incredibly supportive. And yeah, just to, I guess life is so random.
That's
like,
it.
see where it takes me.
That's
I mean,
it, follow your dreams.
yeah, and I think as well, the way that I live life is like, does this serve me? Does this make me happy? So I really don't like to think beyond future.
Yeah, that's fair,
I'm just
yeah.
sort of like day to day. Okay, I'm going to Europe and I come back and doing the show. This makes me happy. Cool. We'll figure out what happens in the next 6 months after that.
That's
like,
it, yeah.
yeah, as long as I'm doing things that I enjoy and I love, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we finish up, we got to go through your music.
Oh yes, we do. Yes.
Oh,
How,
great.
how long have we actually been going for, Damo?
Woo.
Oh, hour and 15. Okay, so we've still
Cool.
got 15 left.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Time just flies though, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I thought it had only been like in 45 minutes.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
it's been a long time.
So how many songs have you released so far?
I have released 4
4.
songs.
And how
Since
long
October.
did it take you to make these songs? And like, what was the
Wow.
inspiration behind them?
Let me think.
And also, what ones should we play first? And how do we find them? Are they
Oh
on
yes,
Spotify or?
pop it on Spotify, HAiiNES, or YouTube. Either or. HAiiNES.
Oh, if they're on YouTube, it might be better to play on YouTube. Oh no, you actually no, you found.
No, I
Yep. All right. Here, I'll pause it on this.
Cool. Well, we'll do my recent single,
Yeah.
which was No Strings.
Very cool artwork as well.
Thank you. I do it all myself.
Very nice.
Well,
So
I would never get anyone to be like, hey, can you design this? Whereas I find it so much easier to design it myself because I can just YOLO and whatever happens, cool. Like,
that's it.
whereas if someone's like, can you make this? I'll be like, maybe, but don't be happy or nor sad if whatever it turns out to be. But
Yeah, because I think it was.
playing off your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
just do it through.
I will do it through. Yep.
YouTube.
All 4 of them on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Boom.
Pretty funky.
So this is my recent single.
Mhm.
Do you want me to talk about it or just listen to it and then?
We'll listen to a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
I want to hear it out. It sounds very cool.
You've been running in my mind for too long. I'm gone. You're getting super close. It hurts my worth. We have too much fun. I can't accept it. I won't let
Wow.
it
Wow.
go. We still play.
It's very atmospheric.
Oh, thank you.
Restless, we got them no strings attached. Let go of the past. Hold on, not so fast. There will be no strings attached. I'm not waiting for no one but myself. I know my worth. It's time we face the facts, and it was fun
Wow.
Oh, no.
This is really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So fast there will be no strings attached. I don't wanna hide. So take me up the ride. Don't be getting too close, for I can't help it. It's not worth it. No strings attached. Let go.
But turn it down a little bit, Demo, so we can talk over the top of it. Wow, that's so cool. So, what was the inspiration for that? That's you singing as well, obviously.
Yeah, that's me singing.
That's
Did you
amazing.
sing it all,
Yeah.
put it all together.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Inspiration.
Because, like, no strings, so is it kind of like, you know, almost like, you know, going out and then...
So it's
No
like
strings
it's like
attached,
it's just like the song is basically a couple or like people that have been seeing each other, and then the other person is basically like, I want more, and then the other person is going, no, I just want us to like hang out but have no strings attached to it.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
basically the whole premise of the song.
Wow.
I don't really. It's really hard when I write music because when I write music, again, it's with the beat. It starts with the beat, and then I will put whatever sort of tonal, whether it's a synth or a sample or something on top of it, and then the last thing I do is write the lyrics.
Okay.
So it's not, for me at the moment when I'm writing, it's got nothing to do with the lyrics, and then
yeah,
or like, oh, I've got a rhythm, like, and I'm gonna, yeah, it all comes with the music, and then the lyrics follow after. For me, when I write music.
So then how long did it take you to write them? Like, how long did that song take you to make? And then how long did it take you to write the lyrics as well?
Well, it
'Cause-
took me a day to write the song
Wow.
with the everything put together. I think,
Wow.
well, it takes like, you know, I'll make a beat and stuff, and I won't like, you know, think about it. Like I'll put it away, whatever. So I make heaps of loops. I'll make like 10 different loops of things, and then I'll go away, and then the next day I'll write 10 like loops, and I'll just go back and be like, right, what's sticking, what's something, and then from there, then once I have that loop, then it'll take like a day to then write the verse, chorus, yada yada, and it'll change over time, but the majority of the song is written in a day. And then things change.
Amazing. Yeah.
But like the whole premise of the song changes in a day.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
Because
So-
like we've had producers on there. It's like, you know, it takes me a week, it takes me 2 weeks, it takes me a month. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they start writing a track and then they like try and nitpick it and like go through it.
Well,
and do this
definitely.
and do
There's
that and,
definitely
like-
nitpicking and stuff. But I mean, like the bones of the song, for me, don't take very long. But then obviously it is that sort of week or two where you fix things up or you retake something, or I'll sing something and I'm like, well, the lyrics work, but they just don't sound nice to the ear or to the tongue. Maybe there's a certain vowel. Okay, I need to change that. So it's all just like, yeah, nitpicking.
Yeah.
But
And then so what about the vocals then? Because like how long,
vocals?
like, yeah, like if it took you to basically like a day or week to be able to, you know, put that together, then like how did the vocals just go bang straight into it? Because the vocals
yeah.
are amazing.
oh,
like,
thank you.
yeah.
Well,
Like, it just
amazingly
works,
enough,
like-
my 4 songs that are out now, I just wrote them with my laptop, with my headphones, and just a USB mic.
just a USB
Just
mic.
a USB mic.
Wow.
Like no hectic studio things at all.
Yeah.
Because at the time when I was learning how to do all this stuff, it wasn't like, right, let's go get a studio, and
That's
you
it,
know,
yeah.
it was
Go
just
spend a
sort of
couple of grand,
yeah,
yeah.
So I was like, well, for me it was like, right, let's make these songs, and if it seems like people are enjoying the music, then okay, I'll invest more in it. But for now, it's just been a USB mic, my laptop, and some headphones.
And so do all 4 songs have lyrics in them as well?
Yes. Turn has more so lyrics. Well, No Strings that you just listened to had a full like verse, chorus,
Yeah, that's it,
verse,
yeah.
chorus, bridge, chorus.
And that's what I mean. It's like, that's amazing. It's just like, it just works. Like,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
works
But
so
even
well.
I'll write the song, which is all like the instrumental part of it, and I'll literally have it playing, and I'll record myself just improvising words and stuff, and I'm just improvising the whole time, and then just you put it together, and
Yeah,
you're
'cause,
just like, does this sound good? Does this make sense? Like,
Yeah,
is
'cause-
this story working? And
That's what I mean, though. It's like some people are just like, get them in. And it's like, like to do the lyrics and do this and do that. It took me like a month, and like, it's just like they've tried to put time aside for it and try and make it work.
yeah.
But then it's just like it's all just like
Well, I think that's the thing with me.
because you've had the pre-existing history for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because even some people, it's like, it takes them two albums or 3 EPs or something, and then they get to the level that they're happy with.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like that's professional.
Oh, thank you.
like, I could hear that out and about at a tropical club, easy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good to
it.
know.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Like, damn, you might take off.
Yeah,
Never
we'll see.
know.
We'll see. I mean, I love doing it. And I think as well, what I love about it is I can literally be anywhere in the world and do it. Like, I can, like, even though I'm going to Europe for a month, I'm like, great, I'm bringing my stuff with me. Let's
That's it.
write some tracks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to
Just
be in
do it off the
Finland out in the
laptop.
woods, like,
Yeah.
with my little cottage, just like writing music. So it's like, I love that with music producing and songwriting and everything, you can do it anywhere. And I think that's everything that I do. I can dance anywhere, I can act anywhere, I can sing anywhere. That's what I love about it.
Just a very creative person.
Thank you. Yes, I love it.
All right, let's play this one.
So this is my first one that I put out.
Very groovy.
Hell yeah.
Very groovy.
Thank you.
Let me hear your situation. I know I can help. Seems like a desperation that I can give you if you turn. Turn around, get your body moving.
So Ibiza.
Oh, yeah.
That's Ibiza vibes, right?
Heck yes, that's exactly what I wanted as well with the song, like daytime pool party.
That's
Like,
exactly it. Yeah, yeah. 100%. And so, like, how did the mastering go along? Like,
Yeah.
do you master your own tracks?
No, I know how to mix and master, but I never mix and master my own tracks.
Okay.
I go to Jeremy.
Oh, really? And he
Yeah,
masters them for you?
he masters them for me.
Wow.
Um,
Can you
I
turn
think-
it down a little bit, Damo, if that's right?
for me, it's like I have like mastered and mix and master my own stuff, but I like to take it to someone else because it's like I want fresh ears on it.
That's it, yeah.
And if I've been working on something, I'll be like, oh, this sounds good. But I might show it. Like, there's been times I've literally worked on a track and I'll be mixing and mastering it, and then I'll show it to Bren, and he's like, what have you done?
Yeah, you
And I'm like,
changed the
what?
whole song.
Yeah, he's like, what? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, this thing here like sounds annoying, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even hear that. Like, so like, like, you know, it's great. He's so honest, which I love, and because he's not like, he's a musical person. He loves music and stuff, but he's not like a musical person, like hasn't studied it and stuff. So it's nice to show him something, and then he will just give me his honest opinion.
Yeah, that's really good.
And like, he doesn't
Instead
have
of
any
like, "No, it's
theory.
good, babe." It's
Yeah.
like, no, that sound.
But
what
it's
is
so
that?
good because he's like, he has no theory. So he's like, there's a thing that goes boop da bop there and it doesn't work. And I'm like, what do you mean boop da bop? And I'm like, here, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, okay,
the
yeah, I know,
boopty
I know the
bop,
boopity bop. Okay, yeah, I'll change that. Like,
That's awesome.
so that Turn song, that was actually an inspiration before I wrote it, that first one, and that was literally bringing back, like, I wrote it in May of last year, and I was like, oh, summer's over, I'm really sad about it, let's write a nostalgic house daytime party, pool party house track, and then that sort of
And it
became the premise.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It just came about.
Yeah. Also, fun story on the next song that we're gonna play. It was for this came out on Lab 6 Records,
Yep.
and I had like a date set for when I have to put like a new track out. And I had a song after Turn, and I played it, and I was like about to send it to Jeremy, and I was like, I didn't like it. Like I hadn't listened to it for months, and I thought, oh yeah, that's fine. I'll, listen to it. And I was like, I don't like this song. I can't release this. And I was like, I don't have any other songs. So I was like, fuck. I was like, went to the drawing board on my laptop, and I'm like, all right, let's make a track. Let's just make one. Like, okay, I've got like 2 weeks. I've got 2 weeks to finalize a track. Okay, well that means I got a week and a half, and I got to send it to someone to get mixed and mastered. And then I was like running in my brain, and then this is what happened. I came up with this one, and it was great. I made the whole beats, and like it's just like a little synth.
So you actually scratched the original one that you were going to send in.
Yeah, and just wrote a new one because I was like, I don't want to. I mean, I could have changed the dates and stuff, but obviously it was like my first time putting music out, so I was like, I don't know if that's like industry standard, if you're meant to like, if you can change dates and things.
That's the thing.
I didn't know at the time. I mean, you can if it happens, but you can if things.
It just depends on the label, though.
I think it depends on the label as well. But with them, they're so chill. But at the time, I didn't know.
Because I was going to mention this as well. Like when it comes to big labels, sometimes it can be really unfortunate. Like I've talked to a few people back in the days at Capitol where they were signed, for example, to Circus Records. Could you pull that up, Damo?
Oh, yeah.
So Circus Records is run by Flux Pavilion and Dr. P and a few
wow. Yes,
like,
yes.
very, very big, like old school dubstep artists.
Yeah.
But they have, their vision of their brand.
Yeah.
So they go, okay, you're going to be a part of us. This is your box. Don't make anything outside of that box.
Yeah.
So you've got creative control to make dubstep, but
nothing
don't
else.
make anything other than this dubstep style.
Could you release stuff under another name?
Yeah, no, you can.
But if your artist name, you couldn't.
It all depends though, because like if you're a Diplo or you're Skrillex, right? Skrillex went off and did a partnership with a guy called Boys Noise, and it was called Dog Blood.
Yep.
But if he was to go, okay, I'm Skrillex, I just want to be this name now, you probably find that there'd be like legal implications and this and that, and contracts and all sorts of stuff that say, no, you're Skrillex, you can't change your name. No, you have to be Skrillex.
Yep.
Because it's
That's
like,
crazy.
it's just like, I guess, like, Christina Aguilera was like, I don't want to be Christina Aguilera anymore. It's like, well, the world knows you as Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. Like,
wow. That's.
Because unfortunately, when it comes to music, big time music, like record labels and like businesses and this and that, they're out to make money at the end of the day.
Oh, they are.
That's why we have things like One Direction and, Justin Bieber's still a huge pop star kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because they have to make their revenue somehow. And it's not business, it's disness. That's why that's the way I say it. So, all right, let's play this one anyway.
So that's Groovin'. Oh, yeah, so this is not
wait,
the one that we spoke about before. Sorry.
That's all right.
So the Hot was the one that I was like, very quick, let's just get something out of the way. And I did a more speaking part on this one, which was fun.
Okay. Do you want to put it 3/4 volume? So then just wait. Yep. Could you move the clicker thing that's in front of the sub? See if that gets rid of that rattle. That thing, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's so much better. Yeah. Just wondering, it's like, what's the sound?
The sensation you feel, it's hot and it's sweaty, and it makes you feel alive. And every night we go to the studio and we make a track. You want to know what my favorite type of track is?
This is very acid trippy, like LSD music. Like you'd hear that, you'd just be like, just tripping balls,
like,
just having so much fun.
Yeah, it's really fun to make.
That is a funky track, yeah.
I know, I made the production aspect, and I was like, right, am I going to sing on this or am I going to speak? And I just like kept like hearing the rhythm, and I'm like, I feel like I need to talk here right now. And I feel like I'm American and really cool. All right, dancing is like, and I just started like speaking over it, and I just got parts, and I'm like, that's cool. Okay, let me retake that into like the rhythm a little bit, and that's how that happened.
How many retakes do you do with when you do the vocals?
Like retakes? I think it changes every time.
Yeah.
I think there's quite few retakes because the first time I'm singing, it's a bit, I'm not articulating anything. I'm not you know, I'm just sort of mumbling and improvising stuff. And then I'm like, oh, cool, that sounds cool. I write down these lyrics, this works, yada yada. And I'm like, great, I've got these lyrics. Now I'm gonna enunciate and make it clear.
Yeah.
But then obviously things might happen where I'll be recording and someone's like shut the door on the other side of the house and you can hear it.
Yeah, that's it,
So I'm
yeah.
like, okay,
Do it
let's
again.
retake, let's do it
Yep.
again. So yeah, it depends. And sometimes I'll record stuff like vocally. There's been days where I'm like, maybe I've had a cold and I can actually hear the nasality. That was like after COVID. I had COVID.
Really?
I did not record any vocals for a whole month and a half because
surprised,
even
yeah.
though I was well, when I was recording, I could literally hear all this nasality and this blockage going. And even though I felt fine, I didn't actually have a cold. It was just like the repercussions of COVID. You could just hear it so well in the mic, and I literally sounded like I had a bit of a cold. And I'm like, well, I can't record.
yeah,
it's
dead.
not. Yeah.
That's 100%.
So there was a whole time where I was like, right, I can't. And it was great because the next song that I'm putting out, which not this one, but the one that I am going to put out, I did that during COVID, and it's a full-on funky house track, and I sort of sing a little bit, but it's really about the music this time. And I wrote it because I was like, well, I can't sing. I guess I gotta let's just force myself to be a producer and write music without my voice, which I hadn't really done before. It was sort of like, okay, I'm gonna write the song for my voice, whereas this time I'm like, I don't have a voice to record. Let's make something that isn't then
Yeah.
me singing.
Yeah, vocals, yeah.
Yeah. So the next track that's coming out, I haven't got a set date on it yet. I'm hoping September, maybe. It's all like mix and master ready to go, but it's very like summer vibes. So I kind of want to put it out a little bit before summer type
Well,
thing.
that's the thing though as well. It's like you know, when it comes to DJing, right? You can be a DJ, but
Yep.
if you want to get good gigs, you
Yeah.
have to produce your own music.
Oh, yeah.
That's really how you get more like. I mean, there's still like 1 hour gigs or 2 hour gigs or whatever, but more like, you know, festival gigs and popular gigs.
Well,
and
that's
stuff.
that's how I got into like Pineapple Club and
Oh, really?
and ice cream.
From your own music.
Yeah, so I headlined in January for Ice Cream Factory as part of Stripes, and it was for Haines, my producing stuff. So I got to play my music out.
So when you contacted them, do you just send them your music and then they were like,
So they actually contacted me. I think
Wow,
because it
okay.
was through Lab 6
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
through
yeah.
Jeremy as well.
okay,
And they sort of hooked me up through there.
yeah.
And originally I was meant to play over Christmas and New Year's, but obviously with everything that happened, it all canned and
Yeah.
they couldn't get international acts. So they went and said, well, would you like to headline? And I was like, yeah, I've literally only done like 3 DJ things in front of people. You sure? I was like, no, straight away. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I get myself into? But like, it was amazing. And I feel like I did a good job. Like it was amazing because I was playing, obviously disco tracks and, some of my music that I have has like these disco elements to it. So I was playing that out and it was just so awesome to play my music and no one knew that it was kind of my music and everyone just dancing and loving it. Like that was the best feeling because you're like, wow,
it, yeah.
okay, I'm doing a good job. Because if I was playing my music and people sort of left the stage, I'd be like, whoa. But yeah, it was a great feeling. And
that-
it came from producing, like being an artist in that retrospect.
Because that's what one thing I was going to say is like that's one of the most like one of my favorite questions to ask is like have you
Yeah.
played your music out and about?
Oh,
And how
always.
did the crowd react to it?
Always.
Because like
Always.
with bands and stuff like that, you know, like we had a band called Jonah and the Giants on.
Yep.
There's somewhere on there, but they're like a folk, more like how would you describe them? Like folk.
No, folk power rock.
Yeah, folk power rock, yeah.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, you know, the lead singer told us is like she's teared up before on stage because she's singing her song that's like so moving, so much, you know,
Yeah.
thought and like compassion behind writing the lyrics and
Yeah.
stuff. And the crowd's singing it back to her and she's like, oh, it just hit
That's
me right in the heart.
beautiful.
And that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, if you've already had people dancing
Yeah.
to your music, that's really good. That's a really
Yeah,
good sign.
it was great. It was great. I got all the footage from it as well. It's just, yeah. And I think it's that drive, like even when I'm performing on stage and you're just so in it, and when you're DJing and you see the crowd and you're just so in it, you're like, fuck, this
That's
is
it.
why I do it, because you just love it.
And that's
You love
it,
the
yeah.
music, and if you're creating stuff and or you're playing music out that you love and people around you are enjoying it, you're just like, it's just the best feeling.
Yep.
It
you
really
get into
is.
the zone and it's just like, it's just amazing.
It is. I remember coming off the stage at Ice Cream. I was like, I want to go again. I want to go for another 6 hours forever. Like, I was like, let's keep it going. I don't want to leave the stage. It's so good.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like when you are on stage and it's like a festival or something, you just like just the atmosphere, just the energy. Everyone's just on the same level, just partying,
It
drinking,
is.
doing this, doing that. Like,
Yeah.
just having a really good time. So
No, it's incredible. And even like when I've been on stage like acting and I'm in a character and you're just so involved and in it, it's just like the best feeling. You feel like almost there's like this energy, this aura that's just like coming out. You're just like, what's going on? But
that's it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
You're in the right industry.
Woo! Yeah.
By the sounds of it, like,
I love it. Yeah. I can't think of doing anything else. Like I feel like I'm gonna be literally 70 still doing this stuff. Like
well, so that's the same thing with me. It's like I don't want to stop DJing till I'm 60, 70 as well. I don't want to do it till I drop.
exactly same.
But it's just with the way the world has gone, it's kind of hard to be self-sufficient on it, unfortunately.
Yes.
Especially if you're doing like 1 hour, 2 hour sets. Like if you're a huge name, like, you know, say Slumberjack, then yeah, you can tour around the world and you get paid stupid amounts of money.
Yes.
But that's where like the bridges where it's like, you know, well, kind of the graph, I guess, or the hill where it's just like, you know, you start out and you start making ripples and then eventually if you take off, that's when you take off, you start making the big bucks.
Yeah.
But when you're just making ripples and stuff like that, you know, part-time jobs and this and that, just to...
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard.
That's exactly
I think
it.
I'm very fortunate that the jobs that I do are still artistic, like vocal coaching. I've been teaching little kids music theatre classes and things like that. So it's still in that sort of scope.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could even ever do like a cafe job or anything. I'm like literally if it comes down to it and I'm one of those people that just like hangs in a van and that's like as long as I'm making music, I'm happy.
That's a good
I
way to
could
do
not
it.
do a corporate life. I could not do, and good on for people who can do it and are passionate about it. But for me personally, I'm like, that's just not my soul.
That's exactly it. Do what you love.
Yeah.
Don't do things that you don't want to do.
Exactly. And I literally do that in everyday life. I'm like, does this serve me? Am I happy doing this? Cool. If I'm not, let's change it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to go. All right, let's play this one.
Yeah.
And so then we've got one left after that, right?
No, this is the
Oh, this is
last one.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
This was I released it in end of April. I
Okay.
think 29th of April, from memory.
I'm just still surprised the production quality on them though.
Oh, really?
Like, they're amazing. Like,
Well, I definitely big tops to Jeremy with his mixing and mastering because
that's come
very
out
good, but-
really sweet, really nice.
Yay.
Like, really nice. Is this the one with the beepity boop? Is that the sound in the background?
It was this track, but I took the boop de boop out.
okay.
It was like it was a bass line, and because you know I've got those disco strings in, and I had this like guitar going bum 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 bum
boop-de-boop.
bum bum, and it was like better, and then I worked on this song like the whole day, and I was like, oh, I'm not liking the bass line. Let me add this like funky guitar bass to it. And then I like showed Brent, and he's just like, literally, I like was playing it, and then I looked over to him, and he's just like.
Nah.
He's like, what'd you do? Like, like, no. And I was like, what? And he's like, play it again. What's that? Did it? And he's like, it sounds like a glitch. And I was like, what? And I played it again, and I was like, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna mute it. Let's look at this tomorrow. Because I'm like, clearly been over this song for the whole day. So I'm like hearing things that aren't even in the track
even there,
anymore.
yeah.
So I was like, no. But it's great. I love that. I prefer people to be like, this is, what are you doing?
That's it,
Than
yeah.
someone being
Honest
like, oh,
feedback.
this is great. Because I'm like, no, like, there's definitely always songs to improve on. And even things that I release, I'm like, oh, I could have done this, could have done it. But you're like, no, it's out there. It's good. It's good for now.
Well, it's 100%. Like 100%. It's always good to get like good, honest feedback.
Yes.
Where people can actually be like, I don't know about this one, or I don't know about that, or maybe change this or change that. Like, Because if you don't get honest feedback or ask around, then how do you know?
You won't. Yeah, exactly.
And so, like, I've always gone off the idea of, like, asking people for reviews on certain things.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, if you get the crowd's opinion, then you can make your own opinion up.
Yep.
Because then, like, that way it's like, okay, well, 4 people said, nah, like, you know, oh, that venue isn't this good. Or 5 people said, you know, that venue is good. But they've said it for these different reasons. And then you go to the venue and you experience it, like, okay, and, like, you more aware almost in a way.
Of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, of what's actually, like, you know, instead of just going and seeing, like, face value of things sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, lyrics behind this. What was
Grooving to the
inspiration?
music, grooving every night. That's literally the
That's
phrase.
the lyrics.
Grooving to the music, grooving every night.
Very nice.
I just think I love music that, again, I think when I'm in a crowd or if I'm DJing or performing, I just love that sort of beat that just like bops, gets everyone really into it. And I just wanted to replicate music that has that same vibe. And that's definitely with Groovin' and Turn, definitely have that. Yeah, literally, even the music that I plan to put out in the future that I already have ready to go, all that sort of
Yeah, that
house
vibe, yeah.
music, funky,
That's
late
very
night.
disco-y as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that one
it's-
was very disco influenced. Yeah. And also just like I love I think one thing that I really like is that with having a USB mic, there is a bit of like crackle and a vintage vibe to it. And I just love that sort of vintage house music, like, you know, like Cassius.
yeah, like 70s kind of stuff.
Yeah, or even the 70s disco type stuff. Like it's just got this like vintage crackle to it. And so even when I was with these 4 songs, they've all just been on my USB mic. I was like, oh, there's the crackle there, but I like it. Like it works. I don't think I'd want to go into a professional studio and sing into the mic because it just doesn't work for the music that I'm creating at the moment.
But that's good though, because like, you know, sometimes people can go off and buy synthesizers and do this and
All
do
the yada
that.
yada,
And
yeah.
then they realize like, oh, out of these 8 bits that I've bought,
Yeah.
only one suits me.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely, if I had the money,
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
so many like, yeah, things that I
what
want
actually
to
is
get.
what actually is the mic, so we can look it up.
Oh, yes. It's the Audio Technica mic. If you write Audio Technica mic, I'll see the photo and I'll know which one it is.
Because these are Audio Technicas
Oh.
as well.
That's the one.
Yeah, I thought so.
That is the one I use, but not with the nice fancy thing.
Yeah, the
The
pop filter.
Pop filter.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have the pop filter. I just have it bare. I should really get a pop filter.
These are on eBay, like $2.
Oh,
$3.
really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm after this. I'm gonna go order one
Yeah,
because I'm literally like it's so crisp and you can hear everything that I say. So sometimes I have to like, but that be work perfectly. Yeah, that's so funny. We've been chatting for so long, and I
you didn't even realize.
yeah, that's the one I use.
Yep.
I'm doing something right.
That's
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is like I'm pretty sure before I got these, me and Mitch did a heap of research, and they were the best cost for how much, like best price for what they did. So
Yeah, I got mine for my birthday from my parents
Oh, very nice.
in 2016, and
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
touch it forever because I didn't have anything to use it for.
Yeah.
And then then starting the production course, I'm like, oh, I need a mic. And I'm like, I think I have one somewhere, and I had this, and I was like,
And
perfect.
just like wipe the dust off. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
come
here we
over
go.
there.
That'll do. Like,
Very
yeah.
nice.
No, that's great.
No, you have a couple of comments.
Oh, we do?
Ah, yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Hello.
How you guys doing?
Hey, Maloney. How's Melbourne?
Did he study with you at WAAPA?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
He
okay.
did. Yeah.
Very nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, though.
Thank you so much. No,
Yeah.
it was so great to chat about everything.
Yeah, everything music, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you definitely taught me a thing or two
Oh,
tonight.
that's great. That's
Like,
good.
operetta as well. Like, you know, never thought that was
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Very
And then
fun.
the concerto, and then like the scales and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Solfege
Yeah, solfege, yeah.
or
Yeah.
sulfur. People call it sulfur, but
Very,
yeah.
very cool stuff, though.
thank you.
Very
Thank
cool
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, I'd like to get you on maybe next year or the year after.
Absolutely. No.
And see
it's-
how much you progressed. and
yeah,
stuff,
it'd be
and, like,
interesting to see where I am.
I reckon you're gonna take off though with that song "No Strings."
Oh, you
That's
reckon?
amazing.
Oh, thank you so
That's
much.
a really cool song.
Well, I love it, so I hope that if I love it, other people will.
Yeah, well,
So-
like I said, like I've listened to a lot of music in my time. That's a banger.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and
Thank you.
Damo, thank you very much for doing the cameras. You're
Yes.
amazing tonight.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, it's just so good to be back after 4 weeks of just not doing anything.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
What have you been up to in 4 weeks?
Just doing ambulance patient patient transport, and then
FIFO.
working up north. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just making money and then saving up. So
Amazing.
yeah, don't know how long I'm gonna do it for yet, but I'm gonna do it for a little bit. So
Yeah.
hopefully buy a house and then just do this full time.
Yeah,
Just do podcasting.
that's good. That
Yeah.
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure the next episode we have is going to be Sophia actually. So Sophia, we went and did a rave the other day.
Yeah.
So I'll explain on here, but then I'll tell you after as well, just in case you and your partner want to come to some pretty cool raves.
Yes,
Like-
absolutely.
Like they've actually done one in a train tunnel before.
You mentioned that on
Yeah.
one of your podcasts. I
Yeah.
literally was like, what?
Yeah.
There's a tunnel?
So cool. It's
In-
like 700, 900 meters long, and then just like ran like big long extension cable just halfway down the tunnel,
That
and
is
then just set up
sick.
lights, lasers out each end, and then just subwoofers and speakers. It
That is
was
amazing.
amazing.
That is sick. Are
And
you
like-
doing another one soon? Like in that?
the guys
place?
should be definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then just recently, was a fortnight ago, Damo did the lights for it, and he was absolutely amazing on the lights. Like
Yeah.
he was so good on the lights.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
But we did a Jim's rave.
A
So like Jim's plumbing, Jim's mowing, that kind of
Oh
thing.
my gosh.
It was that theme.
Yes.
So everyone rocked up like tradies and this and that, and like stickers, and one of the DJs, the second DJ that played, he actually played the advert for Jim's as well in the middle of his
That's
set.
so good. That is
So
so good.
It was so much fun, and it was actually right next to a train track.
Yeah.
So being next to that train track, it was like in an industrial area somewhere. And with that, I mean, it was freezing out there, but it was just big, open, and we had a pickup truck, like a budget pickup truck.
Yeah.
And they just set up everything inside that truck, and then had the DJ booth and stuff facing out the side of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So
Far
they
out.
throw a lot of raves.
What would happen if a train went by?
So no train went by.
Oh, no train went by.
But, like,
is it a running track?
It's very close after 5 p.m.
Oh,
fuck,
okay.
After 5 p.m. They scouted it out for a few times.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
Security were like, yeah, no, after 5 p.m. It's no train.
Okay, cool. Oh my god, I was thinking like, there's a rave, not.
But no, that's the thing, like, because they were maybe like 7 meters, 10 meters away from it as well.
Okay.
So
yeah,
like, it was
it's
just like
not
a big
on the
gravel
track. Yeah,
area.
wow.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Just put a
Everyone's on the
truck
tracks.
Yeah,
Woo!
that's it. But yeah, so one of the DJs, Sophia, she played an ambient set.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, she actually has a lot to do with RTR and
Oh,
runs
amazing.
her own program on there and all sorts of stuff. So
That's
yeah, it should be
sick.
really cool to get her on and talk about all that sort of stuff. So
No, for sure.
yeah, so
Oh, amazing.
we'll see you guys next week with Sophia.
Cool. I'll be there watching you on YouTube.
yeah.
Oh, on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
I'll
Thank
have a
you.
look.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys later on. And then we got to wave. Damon makes us wave.
Bye.
All right, catch ya.